And welcome back to my two-part VOG walkthrough. If you're angry because I didn't have this video out in the same week as part 1, well, I said I wasn't making any promises. Anyways, in this second half of my walkthrough for Destiny's first raid, I will be picking up from directly after beating the Templar and going all the way to finishing the final boss Atheon. So follow me once more, tired and frustrated raid team, back into the depths of Venus. Like seriously, the Vex are drilling really deep into the planet, and you're about to see it. Once you have gotten your loot drop and calmed down the guy who only got Ascendant materials, or calm down yourself, there are two paths to choose from. The normal path is through the large open door where the Templar usually was during your time in the Templar's Well, but you're probably more interested in the other way, so I'll explain that instead. Over on the left side of the well, head to the staircase/ramp area leading to one of the spawn caves for the Vex. In the wall to your right, there should be a hole in the corner wide enough for you to jump into. Head in there, then turn to your left and slide into the smaller hole. Creep along this short tunnel and then... Oops, probably should have warned you about that. Yeah, you're going to run into a lot of really big drops for the next little while. Keep falling, using a bit of jumping energy every once in a while, and just continue to the bottom. Last one to the bottom, insert punishment or insult here. Now, when you do reach the bottom, there is a little chest room you might encounter before jumping too deep into the Labyrinth. This is the Vault's exotic chest, where you have the chance to earn a random Year 1 exotic, generally weapons. Not to make anyone jealous, but in my first ever normal mode Vault run, I got Yallarhorn out of it. And that's the story of my first exotic in Destiny. Once you've gotten your stuff and finished complaining about probably getting Ascendant shards, make the last jump and enter the Gorgons' Labyrinth. As the name implies, it's a labyrinth of sorts, filled with special harpies called Gorgons. Again, very obvious. Gorgons are not an enemy that you just want to run up to and open fire, unless you've got your whole fire team there and are trying to get the Grimoire card for killing one. Gorgons are extremely strong, and if you come within their line of vision, they will immediately make your whole team wipe in about 5 seconds. And if you kill one, the rest becomes stronger, so killing all the Gorgons isn't an option. The only way to complete this part is to sneak your way past the Gorgons very, very quietly and make it through the exit. Before I show the path to the exit, there are two other paths I would like to show first. The spot I'm using as a start is behind the first big rock, where you would spawn if you were returning to the vault and had this as a checkpoint. The first path is where you go if you want to get back up to the exotic chest, which is in yellow. There's almost a staircase of rocks you can take to get back up to it, and then a hole that you can jump into and then just follow to the chest room. The other chest, which only has more Ascendant materials, is shown in red. Once the Gorgon is at its sight in that area, sprint for the chest room before the door closes. If you're spotted, it will close. Anyways, the correct path to the exit is shown here in green. Try to avoid double jumping, as the Gorgons can hear this and will look at you if they are near. As you can see, my path needs the players to make a couple of jumps across some rocks. Wait for all Gorgons to be out of sight, and then proceed to jump. When it comes time to go for the last portion, sprint as hard as you can and get inside that room. If you are moving as a group, only have 1 or 2 people move or jump at a time. Moving together in one large group is very risky. You can have everyone except one person go to orbit, have that person run through and reach the next checkpoint, and then call everyone back in if you wish. Though it's a little dirty, it will speed things along. Everyone in the fire team must make it to the end for the next area to activate. What do I mean by activate? Why, a jumping puzzle, of course. Just hit the platforms as they spawn, and then jump off towards the wall on the right and front of the starting area. You will need some jumping energy to survive the fall, so be careful. The edge of the wall is quite narrow, so single file please. Keep heading along here until you come up to a clearing. Once everyone finishes jumping, meet up and get yourselves reloaded and ready. Alright, you're almost there. Now time to learn one more set of very important mechanics through fighting the Gatekeeper. When you enter the throne room, the Gatekeeper will spawn in the center of the room. There will be 2 sync plates, one on the left and one on the right, and one floating plate in between them. These sync plates are hooked up to 2 separate time gates, and filling the area are lots of yellow bar Ascendant Vex. Clear out the Vex and then take care of the Gatekeeper. He shouldn't be too difficult. Once that is done, the gates can be opened by having a guardian stand inside one of the sync plates. This time you have to have someone go inside the gate while it's open and grab a relic. Yeah, remember those from the last video? Well, now you gotta get 2 of them. The insides of the gates are 2 different versions of the throne room that you are currently in. Mars on the left and Venus on the right. Inside the gate there will be a Hydra and some other Vex enemies. Kill the Hydra and then grab the relic. Sprint out of the area and then cleanse yourself of the blinding that comes from entering this time gate, along with anyone who might have gone in to help you kill some enemies. The people holding the gate open will have to fight off Vex and once again Praetorians. If the Vex take the plate back, your ally will not be able to make it back until you reclaim that plate because the gate will close. Once you grab the first relic and make it out, a Conflux will appear where the Gatekeeper first spawned. Have the current relic holder and one other person head there to defend it from the waves of Minotaurs and other Vex so they don't get sacrificed to it. The other 4 should head over to the other gate that you haven't gone through yet and get the other relic. Inside, defending the relic, as a side note, is a Hydra, so maybe having 1 or 2 people go in isn't a bad idea. Once both relics have been obtained, everyone should go to the Conflux. Have your relic holders camp the gates as Ascendant Minotaurs will be coming through. Also watch out for the occasional Oracle above the gates. Once again, if somebody drops a relic, somebody else must grab it within a few seconds or else everyone wipes. Defend the Conflux for a little longer, and when the enemies disappear, along with the Conflux, you will receive your loot drop. Right after the loot drop for Gatekeeper, just wipe. It's going to be easier for you because Atheon will be spawning almost on top of your team, and you can just regroup and get ready for the final fight. If you're watching this at the same time that you're playing, you might want to take a break and head to orbit. The fight begins as soon as you begin the checkpoint. Atheon times Conflux will spawn at the top of the back staircase in the throne room. Your team will begin in front of the entrance. Take cover once Atheon spawns as he will launch Minotaur-like blasts at your team. He will generally stay around the middle area. Don't bother trying to damage him right now, he's far too powerful to deal any major damage. After firing down on your heads for a short time, Atheon will freeze on the spot and teleport 3 players into one of the gates randomly. This part becomes split into 2 teams, the inside team and the gate team. First, let's go over what the gate team is going to be doing. Just like with the Gatekeeper, the gate team must stand on the sync plate to open the gate and get their allies back to the vault. However, since the place Atheon chooses is random each time, the inside team will have to tell the gate team which planet they're on. Remember, Mars on left, Venus on right. If they don't tell you, look at your radar and look for where an arrow is pointing off in their direction. If it's pointing off towards the right of the throne room, that means that they are all on Venus. If the arrow is pointing towards the left, they are all on Mars. While the gate team is keeping the time gate open, Atheon will send waves of special harpies called supplicants at them. These guys will try to suicide bomb the gate team along with the normal harpy laser shots, so take them out and keep your distance. Now the inside team. This is again similar to the Gatekeeper phase. You will start up at the top of the stairs in your special version of the throne room. Beside you will spawn a relic. Have one person who knows what they're doing and take the relic and jump down, clearing out the adds in the room. The other 2 teammates should throw some grenades down on the adds to help out, then focus on the 7 oracles that will spawn in the sky above the guardians. The relic holder should run back up to the shooters and cleanse them as they clear out the oracles and slowly progress to the gate as a team that should be open. If you don't kill the oracles fast enough, everyone will wipe. Remember to cleanse often because you will be constantly blinded. When the last oracle is killed, everyone on the team will receive a buff called Time's Vengeance for 30 seconds. This buff gives the player a massive damage boost, allowing you to finally do something about Atheon. Once everyone is back out in the normal vault and cleansed, Atheon will begin to move again. Now is the time to deal damage. The most used and possibly best spot to deal damage on Atheon from is the floating platform between the time gates. The Yallarhorn is pretty decent against Atheon, but snipers can destroy his weak point, the glowing hole in the center of his chest. The relic holder should just hold the cleanse shield up to defend against Atheon and the supplicant's shots. Remember to jump out of the bubble if you're using a rocket, but if you have a normal gun, fire away. When the timer reaches about 3 seconds, get everyone out of the middle and hide, then repeat when Atheon sends more people through. Keep repeating this cycle, and eventually you should beat Atheon times Conflux. And so that concludes the Vault of Glass along with this video. A few hard mode notes to take into account now. Like any hard mode raid, if you die you cannot respawn until your team wipes or you reach a new checkpoint. There will be more Gorgons in the Labyrinth on hard mode, and lastly, Atheon will put a detaining bubble over the gate team every time, just like when you fight the Templar. Now, if you do complete this raid on hard mode, at the Atheon drop you will have a chance to get the Blessed Vex Mythoclast. An exotic fusion rifle that is a beast of a gun. It is my favorite gun in Destiny, and I am sad that it is no longer as strong as some other weapons. But should you get it, take it out for a test drive in the Crucible or on patrol. Trust me, you will have a great time. That will finish this video. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you had fun and got some good loot, and I'll see you soon.